Transberg in for Salmon. And we're looking forward to seeing Burton play here. He created such an impact at the MCG last week in his clash with Greg Deere. He goes up against a physical ruckman in Somerville tonight. Mark McKenzie, Greg Scoop, a couple of the umpires, along with Grant Vernon. Here we go. Burton to go up against Somerville, heavily gloved Somerville. And a free kick immediately coming out at the centre and going to Scott Waters. His third club. Waters did pretty well at Sydney. Was restricted a bit with groin problems and was a bit unlucky to miss that premiership team for West Coast. Good take by Miller. Miller towards full forward. He's one of the players who's come into the lineup for the Dockers. They've made 7 changes, as we said at the start of the telecast tonight. And offhands 22 is Travis Edmonds, another one of the newcomers.
This is Darcy for Essendon. Of course, Tim Darcy, ex-Geelong. Absolutely perfect conditions here at the Wacker for a game of football. The kick in finds Michael Long. And what a treat it is to see Michael Long back in the Essendon colours. Apparently played a terrific game against Fitzroy last week out at the Western Oval. His kick goes out towards half-back and a good mark taken by Peter Somerville at half-back. He gets the handball away to Denham. Denham goes in towards the centre of the ground. Nearly a mark taken. It's taken away now by Mann. Mann gets the handball. It's away now to Wardell Johnson. His kick towards half-forward. Edmonds nearly took it. He's been paid the mark at centre-half-forward. This is Travis Edmonds for the Dockers, and he'd be a chance to score from here. Lining up the goals. Left foot kick. Gets underneath it a little bit. It'll go to the line, and it's touched over for a behind to the Fremantle Dockers. They've kicked 2 behinds. Essendon yet to score. And Bruce Big Bob Johnson was out there on the ground, and I believe he tossed the coin. So I think the fans back in Victoria will remember him as a great player with Melbourne in their premiership years.
Sure will, Robbo. Short, Chris Danaher the target, not there. Good take there by Wardell Johnson. Terrific kick of goal.
Well, that was certainly a great goal by Wardell Johnson, and just one for the trivia buffs with 14 letters in his name, the second longest surname ever to play league football behind Jay Cockatoo Collins. So what a great start for this kid. His first game of AFL football. You see the ball coming down there, well robed and beautifully thrown onto that left boot, and that's a great snap.
So the ball back with the umpire to restart play at the centre. Burton with a distinct advantage in height. The ball spills wide. Here's a chance for Mercury. He's well tackled by Delaney. Of course, Tony Delaney playing against his old side. He played a few games with Essendon. The chance was there for him to come back and play with the Dockers, and he grasped it very quickly. Delaney, the red-headed, bounce once again. Forced forward for the Bombers towards the 50-metre line. Mercury leads in the race for the ball. He gathers. Short kick. Punched away there from Alessio. Strong defence by the Dockers. Delaney is very quick, but he overruns the footy. It's left now for Mercury once again. The short kick. It's been taken by Hurd and mopped this up. James Hurd. No, he misses off to the right. And through for 1 behind.
Well, Kevin Sheedy will be very disappointed with that miss, because with the Dockers already scoring first blood, it would have been nice to hit back straight away.
O'Reilly to bring her back in for the Dockers. They lead 1-2 to a point. Had his best season in 1994 with Geelong. Umpire telling him to get on with it. One of the new rules in 1995. Good distance outside the 50. Somerville went for the fist away. Ben Allen. Now Chris Danaher's going to run with him. Ben Allen gets the free kick. They've played against each other a few times. Old Hawthorn and Essendon days.
Played that well, Ben Allen.
Was terrific last week. A bounce. Inaugural captain. Squares it up. McGovern. Ex-Sydney. Good kick to Edwards. It was pretty good early last week. Got Wardell Johnson out wide. Goes in short. Not a good kick. Burton under pressure. O'Donnell. Somerville. Good take by the big fellow. Kick into the centre. Diving mark taken by Abraham. He's got a lot of pace. He's going to kick from about 60 metres. It's timed it beautifully. Just a little hook. And it's through for a behind. This is a promising start by Fremantle. Wouldn't it be great if they could get the points here? I know all those Bomber fans back in Melbourne would hate me for saying that. But oh, this town will be a buzz tonight if they did. 1-3 to a point.
Madigan and Durkay on the bench there for the Dockers, as Tim Darcy prepares to kick in. He goes straight down the ground. Oh, it's another risky conveyance, that one. Puts Denham under a bit of pressure. Tackled by Ridley, another former Essendon player, and the ball spills over for a boundary throw-in. So the defence, or the forwards for the Dockers, putting lots of pressure on Essendon's defence, asking them to work hard to clear the ball. Up over the top, Edmonds. Ridley took it out. Kick forward there by Miller. The kick is smothered off the boot by Buick. And that boundary umpire being worked overtime in the last couple of minutes.
And Peter Miller, the first player signed up by Fremantle. The second player was young Peter Bell, who booted a couple of goals last week but got dropped for this week. But Peter Miller, highly thought of.
Edmonds gets his left hand to it. Can't control it. Goes over for another throw-in.
Right forward pocket. Pretty close to a full house here. Not quite, but they'll be well over 25,000 in the pocket. Danaher, and that's not a good kick. He'll be disappointed with that, Chris Danaher. Somerville the target, but out of bounds on the fall. Kick to be taken by Scott Chisholm. And Joe Mercedes just asked to come back where the ball went out of play.
Play's been bottled up on this member side wing ever since Darcy had that poor kick in. And I always wonder why a player wants to kick short to a contest. If you want to kick to a contest, why not kick it 55 or 60 metres? Why kick it 20 metres to a contest? They haven't been able to get the ball out of their defence.
Centering kick, good distance, 2 full forward. Punch of the back was from Harvey. Buick, quick kick away, gets it outside 50. Pace there by Abraham, goes short, and chipping in was Denham. Denham quickly goes on to Simon. Simon through the centre, looking for Hurd at centre half forward. Back with him is Jones in his first game. Jones under pressure, very good tackle. Handball by Hurd, excellent, gives Long a chance. On his left, and just misses. It's a behind.
Well, last week Michael Long was best on the ground against Fitzroy. His first game for 19 months. He was absolutely superb playing across half back. Sheedy's got him down on the forward line tonight.
Well, I think he might be still playing there, Kevin. He looks as though he may have followed the
Winston Abraham.
Yes, down the ground, and accordingly has had a snapshot at goal. This is O'Reilly for the Dockers. Kicks it to himself, so he gathers about 10 metres in the finish, and then goes long in towards the centre of the ground. Looks for Burton. Look at the beanstalk. Takes the mark. Plays on. Gets it to Waters. Waters the handball further forward. A chance now for Edwards. Edwards races through half forward. Kicks inside 50, in front of the goals. A little bit too short. Out went Harvey, couldn't take the mark. But the Bombers' defence working well. This is O'Donnell. His kick is short, and the mark is taken by Waters. Waters already prominent in the game with 3 possessions. Scott Waters towards the front of the goals once again. And there's a free kick, fairly blatant, against Edmonds. And the recipient is Harvey. Again, Harvey. A grand defender for Essendon. Very experienced player now. Beautiful long kick in towards the centre of the ground. Oh, a high flyer at the back was Dale Kickett, couldn't take it. And away goes Abraham again. Handball across to Miller. Miller's caught. The ball spills now. This is Ola Renshaw. Gets it wide. Looks for Somerville. The kick is too far. Edwards overruns it. In goes Ben Allen. Kick off the ground by Mercury. But a free kick has been picked out of the contest a couple of seconds earlier. And it will go to the Dockers to be taken by Edwards. He hooks the kick across towards half forward. Simons jumps high and takes a good mark for the Bombers.
At centre half back to Buick, running through the centre. Little chip one. Good play at the back there by Chisholm. It's an athletic team, as you can see early on, to Delaney. 17-year-old when he made his debut at Essendon, still just 19, gets good distance. 2 full forward, Edmonds getting back, Burrows, big fly at the back. Might have been legged there. Is it a free kick? It's going to be a free kick to Burrows, about 15 metres away from the goals.
Yes, he was held on to here. Essendon defender just wouldn't let him go. We can see he got high at the back of the pack and just retarded here by the foot, as we can see down there by Dustin Fletcher.
Now, why does the umpire take the player on the mark now to the goal line? Is that because Essendon played on? So he gets a 50-metre penalty?
Absolutely correct.
So it makes a certainty of it, Robbo. Burrows
Well, he probably wouldn't have missed from where he was, Bruce, but this certainly does make it a certainty.
First goal to Burrows, second for the Dockers. Fremantle lead 2-3 to 2 points.
Call it biorhythms or whatever you like. I think we can see tonight that Fremantle, their good form last week against Richmond, continuing tonight. They're kicking the ball longer than I anticipated. We've heard about the chip and run, but tonight they've kicked the ball very long into the forward line and they're getting results.
Fremantle lead by 13 points. They've kicked 2-3. Essendon just 2 behinds. The goal kickers for Fremantle, Wardell Johnson and Craig Burrows. The bounce back in the centre. Again Burton with that height advantage. Gets it down to Miller. Miller's quick kick to right half forward. A good contest down here in front of us. And Wardell Johnson puts lots of pressure on Wanganeen. The ball spills to the back. The kick off Craig Burrows' foot is smothered over the line by Fletcher. And we'll have a throw in about 65, 70 metres around from the Dockers' goal. Fletcher being forced to do the ruck work up against Burrows. Burrows does pretty well and then throws it on his right boot. Slews off the side of that boot and it's out of bounds about 25 metres around from the Dockers' goal. We must mention, looking at the weather, gusty wind, and it looks as though it's favouring the end to which the Dockers are kicking in this first term.
At the back, Edmonds. Free kick to Harvey. Miller over the top of him. So the Dockers with the breeze. They lead 15 to 2. What a great player, as Robbo said. Harvey's been 3 premierships in a long and distinguished career. Masiti did pretty well to keep that in under pressure. Waters has to sit, wait, gave it away a bit quickly. Edwards long, normally good in this situation. Masiti again, left foot gets about 30 metres. Hurd, best and fairest at the club last year. Sits and waits, did it beautifully to Masiti. Masiti has to stop, prop, now goes to full forward. Getting back man. Alessio with him, still Alessio. Big fella's done pretty well. Paves it off to Mercury who kicks the goal. Well played, Alessio.
And Mercury is an outstanding goal kicker. Certainly played very well in their premiership win in '93 when he booted 3 goals. He's great at ground level, got great goal sense, and we can see Hurd there who's got great vision, great presence of mind. Masiti was poor last year, lost a lot of weight this year, quick into the forward line. I thought Alessio did really well here against Peter Mann, and he looks a lot fitter this year, and Mercury just following on there, able to get that.
So the bounce once again back in the centre. Essendon get their first goal with 12 minutes left in the first term. A long kick by Michael Long and a good mark taken by Cummings coming out in front of O'Reilly and marks on his chest.
Well, he never ceases to surprise Sheedy. Cummings last week against Fitzroy played centre half back for the entire game, and here we see him tonight down on the forward line.
Well, I suppose it's a good education, Kevin, is it? Is that the idea of it too?
Well, I think that's part of Sheedy's idea. He thinks that this boy can actually play on Wayne Carey at centre half back. He's very, very agile and he's very, very quick.
Well, we saw in the games that he played last year that he is such a magnificent kick.
He was their leading goal kicker last year.
This is Cummings from only 25 metres. And give the guy a rap. And immediately he'll let you down.
We didn't say it kicked the goal. We said he was leading goal kicker last year.
And he was a magnificent kick. Well, it was a long kick, but very inaccurate. Dockers lead by 6 points. This is Gilbert, who was picked to play up in the forward line. Little undecided, now goes short. Oh, he nearly picked out his Essendon opponent in Barry Young, but the mark taken by Dale Kickett. Dale Kickett in the back pocket, goes short. Finds Waters. Waters coming up for his 3rd kick. He's still at half-back. You can see, well, you can't quite see, yes you could, the 50-metre line for Essendon in their forward line. Punched away by Somerville. Wanganeen a chance. Gathers the ball and eventually takes it over for a boundary throw-in. Kevin, Somerville with gloves on in these perfect conditions. Comment?
Well, we can see Fremantle 9-2, Essendon 8-1 on at Sportsbook. Look, it's simply because I think it's in the mind. It's what you feel confident with. And obviously Somerville, with the gloves on, just feels more confident at marking the ball and handling the ball. I've seen some players mark extremely well with gloves, and then the next week with gloves they've marked something awful. So I think it's in the mind.
Quick kick by Allen. Fletcher attacks it strongly. Well played. Pressure from Wills at the back. Denon. Little one to centre half forward. Alessio. Nice grab. Swings it out wide. Long. Chips away. Normally very constructive. Cummings in the front spot. Well read off the back by Chisholm. Handball. Not effective. Opportunity for Mercury to kick his second. He has. He's a great finisher. So Essendon steadying up, they. Scores level now, 2-3 apiece.
And we see Mercury once more. He is terrific at ground level. He's got wonderful ball skills, knows where the goals is. He's a goal kicker, and that's an innate quality. We see Alessio playing in front. I think he's in for a big year. Michael Long, just full of confidence, Michael Long. I think he could have had a shot for goals there. And we see Chisholm with that poor handball. It was a great tap back, and Mercury there just finishing it off.
Big punch away by Somerville. Simons, handball, Chris Danaher fumbling, but he goes in after it again and makes a good contest out of it with Delaney, and then recovers well enough to get the handball to Long to half forward. Ball rebounds. Mercury tries to get it to Walla Renshaw. In goes Mann. Ball still between, well, it's quite near the centre circle. Spills to the back. Danaher, Mercury. Oh, some really strong play by McGovern. Down with the Essendon player, and away goes Edwards for the Dockers towards full forward, nearly taken by Edmonds. But Darcy combining with O'Donnell, some experience back there for the Bombers, and that short pass has been marked by Michael Simons. Simons at right half back, goes in short again, and Denham has made good position. Play on, the umpire calls, and Denham hooks the kick across his right shoulder towards the wing, nearly taken by Alessio. Young has run down. Away goes Miller once again. The kick towards half forward. Was that holding? The Dockers supporters feel it was. Edmonds. Spilling the ball was Wardell Johnson. Wanganeen grabbed by the leg. No, he was well tackled, according to the umpire. I thought the tackle slipped down, but the umpire indicating that he was given plenty of time to get rid of it. And the free kick goes to Wardell Johnson at centre half forward.
I think that's a pretty darn good tackle. Good umpiring.
Kicked the Dockers' first goal, Lee Wardell Johnson. Fancies himself. What a magnificent kick this is for distance. And just offline for one behind. 1 goal, 1 to Wardell Johnson. Burrows is the other goal kicker for the Dockers. And Mercury has kicked Essendon's 2 goals.
I mentioned before about the surname, the second longest surname ever to play league football, along with Dippier Domenico, Gillespie Jones and Devonish Mears. They all had 14 letters in their names, but Wardell Smith has joined them, but still Cockatoo Collins is the one, 15 letters.
I think you can inspire one parent at home or somebody to change a name, KB. I've written all that down, Kevin. I feel richer for the experience. Free kick to the Dockers. Is it to Burrows, I think?
Well, you know, the shortest name to play league football is Tom Ray, just spelled R-E for Fitzroy. Can you beat that?
I can't, KB, and I tell you one thing, I'm not going to try.
I tell you what, Rochford Devonish Mears loves all this.
Oh, yes,
he's
a
been
hero.
brought back a bit.
Good on him.
Burrows, good distance. Burton at the back. Buick sitting on it. Has to concede some ground, and I think he'll be pretty happy to socket it through Buick for a behind. 2-4 to 2-3. Make that 2-5, 17-15. Watching this game around Australia on 7 Sport. An historic match. They're the pioneers in the competition, the Dockers, this year. First game last week at the MCG. First game in Perth tonight. And they're making a pretty good fist of it. Danaher takes it. The old 1-2 to Darcy. Walla Renshaw. They haven't gained a lot of distance. I reckon they've touched it 5 times now to Fletcher at about 40 metres from the goal, and he gives it up a bit too easily to Edmonds at centre wing. Dockers going all right, kicking with a bit of a breeze, goes out wide, goes to Winston Abraham. Well, he can kick it from there, 50 metres out, big hook, and it's a behind. So they're going through a stage where they're peppering away Fremantle at 2-6 to 2-3. Dwayne, I'm just wondering from up here, Robbo's mentioned the breeze, you're at ground level. What do you reckon it's worth to the Dockers going to the right of screen?
Actually, Bruce, there's not much breeze down here at all. I really think there's no effect on the game. It's just about died out now. So, yeah, I don't think it's helping anyone out.
Well, that's interesting. Darcy kicks in to the right half-back flank area. Good mark taken by Somerville. Gets the hand pass away to O'Donnell. O'Donnell plays on quickly. Kicks in towards centre-half forward. It's short of that position. Ola Renshaw bumped off the ball by Waters. Burton too slow. Young scrags him to the ground. Mercedes, handball to Ola Renshaw. In towards full forward. The ball carries the players as they fly for the mark. At the back is Edwards. Edwards comes away from half-back. Has a good look and then kicks it beautifully into the centre. Miller gets around. Ducks and weaves onto that left foot towards full forward. But a good mark taken in front by Harvey, who asserts his authority with Edmonds. And then kicks short. Long tries to get past Ridley, but Ridley does well. Stops him up and forces him to kick high in the finish. But a good mark is taken down here in front of us, nearly up to centre wing by Peter Somerville for the Bombers.
High kick, centre half forward, the target. Peter Mann's there for the Dockers. So is Jones. Here's Simons. Well played. Centred it up. Kicks to Cummings at full forward. Over the back. Going to have to go here. Chisholm off the ground concedes. Essendon up to 2-4 to 2-6. So the Dockers lead by 2 points.
Simons has been a very good player across midfield. He's really bouncy and his kicking's improved tonight.
Yes, a couple of marks, couple of kicks, couple of handballs, and has penetrated, hasn't he? Miller, well, the shortest bloke to the biggest bloke. To Burt, 6'10" and 3/4, 6'10" and a half. At 2.10 centimetres, out wide. Pretty good kick and a terrific mark by McGovern. We saw McGovern earlier in an aggressive type of play when he charged through and took the footy in the centre. High ball to full forward. Fletcher in the front. Burrows gives a free kick away. He went a bit too early into the back of Fletcher. Fletcher, one of 14 Essendon players out there tonight who played in that premiership team a couple of years ago. They picked 15. If you've just joined us, Paul Salmon, who I believe injured himself on the way over, is out of the team. That's Mercedes' kick. Alessio's got it at centre wing.
Did well, Alessio, to take that mark under a bit of pressure.
Don't fall off the chair, KP. I think that's what happened. I think Salmon copped an injury somewhere between Melbourne and Perth.
Well, that kick there by Alessio is indicating that what Dwayne Lamb said was correct. Not much breeze. It covered very, very good distance. Young's kick equally as long, in towards full forward, punched away from Cummings by O'Reilly. And it goes over for a throw in, only 8 metres around from the Essendon goal.
What happened to him, Bruce?
Not
He's
sure.
hot coffee on himself.
Not sure, but think about it. Why would you bring an injured player to Perth anyway? I think he did injure himself. He was fit when he got on the plane.
Well, Sheedy'd bring an injured player to Perth to upset the opposition.
Boundary throw in. This is James Hurd. Very, very skillful is Hurd. And that's a terrific goal for the Bombers. Hurd kicks his first goal for the evening. Essendon get their third. And at one stage, the Dockers led 15-2.
Yeah, bad manning up there at that bounce just too far away. You've got to be right on your forward that bounces there. Chisholm just not close enough to James Hurd, and just a quick snap out of the pack. You've got to be shoulder to shoulder, putting pressure on.
Up over the top was Burton. He was advantaged by the bounce. The ball spills clear. Delaney gets it back to Waters. Waters being asked to play on? No, it's going back maybe to Delaney. So the free kick with Tony Delaney just forward of centre wing. He kicks into the left forward pocket. Looking for Ridley, couldn't take the mark. Long and Durkay take the ball over for a boundary throw in about 30 metres around from the Dockers goal. Ruckman converging on this. It looks as though it could be Burrows and Somerville. Somerville, a big fist to it down in front. Long quite content to take it over. And that boundary umpire will have to repeat the dose.
Norm Smith medalist in that famous grand final. What a final series he played. Duplicated the performance of Matera the year before. Somerville's knockout. Madigan's come onto the ground for the Dockers, so's Durkay. Out of play, about 60 metres from the Dockers goal. They trail at 2-6 to 3-4, getting deep into the first quarter. perfect night for footy. 25 degrees. Expecting temperatures in Perth on the weekend in the mid-30s. When we left Melbourne today, it was about 13 and pouring. Buick. Little one to Harvey. He's had a terrific opening term. Out wide to centre wing, Simons.
Very strong overhead, Simons.
Plays tall, doesn't he?
Yes.
Can really stretch. Very short, Masiti. One of those baby bombers who had a game or two in 92 and came back and won a premiership in 93. Oh, Hurd! Big fly. He's given a free kick away, is he? And it's going to go to Edwards. Well, Chisholm was away by the look of it.
Certainly a free kick there, interfered with him.
No doubt.
So Edwards, very short. Chisholm in the heart of the centre square, goes wide. This chip and run game that Gerard Neesham talked about at the start. Kick there by O'Reilly, who's come up from full back, right to full forward. Ridley, good goal, very good goal by Ridley. Dockers back in front, needed it, I think, KB. Essendon has assumed some control with 3 consecutive goals.
Yes, but I like the way the Fremantle has played tonight. They've moved the ball, and I said before, they've kicked a little bit longer than I anticipated. We see Chisholm here with running down his O'Reilly, so they've actually taken him coming all the way down, and then he's a beautiful long kick, O'Reilly. And this is where Ridley is very good. Not only can he take a strong mark, but he's very good at ground level. Kicked 4 goals last week, he's good.
Well, as good a piece of play as you would see in AFL football there by the Dockers to register their 3rd goal, kicked by Todd Ridley. The bounce back near the centre. Simons leaves it for Denham. Denham can't quite get clear. Yes, he can. Chris Danaher, a high kick, nearly to the 50-metre line. Punch back towards the centre. Burton and Waters overrun it. Through goes McGovern. McGovern's kick is a shocker. Slews right off the side of the boot. And now is to the advantage of Simons. Simons gathers, hooks it back in underneath. Penalty, yes. Very risky business that. Simons is penalised.
Quite clear that rule. If you fall on top of the ball, you've got to knock it out straight away. If you fall down when you're in the play, well then you're given a chance.
The free kick went to kick it. He kicked it to the opposite side of the ground. This is Durkay. Durkay for the Dockers. Little left foot kick to half forward. Excellent mark taken by Burton. Love the look of this guy. Quite agile for a man of his size. It kicks the ball long distances. Hooks that into the pocket. Burrows couldn't take the mark. A snapshot by Wills. Ridley, was it? And just missed to the left. So Ridley, 1 goal, 1 against his name. 3-7 plays 3-4. And 3 minutes left in the first term.
Darcy to bring her back in. He's the only recruit in inverted commas in this team tonight for Essendon. He wasn't at the club last year. Short to Fletcher. Fletcher, good distance, hugging the boundary line. Somerville, Burton. And he's going to be a cult figure, the big fellow, isn't he, here? They're going to love him, just like they loved Sean Wren in Adelaide. But what a great start by Burton. There's Somerville. Not so good last year, Somerville. 11 games, very good in 1993. That often happens when a team is down. Miller gets it from Delaney to full forward. Harvey there, punching it through behind. So the Dockers up to 3-8 to 3-4. Kevin Sheedy down on the boundary line.
David Grenfold there, sitting next to him, getting a bit of advice. Hardwick also there, sitting next to Grenfold. It'll be interesting to see how Burton goes as the night continues with Big Alessio and Somerville, who both have cracks at him in the ruck, whether in fact he can keep up the pace.
Darcy very short to Harvey.
11 scoring shots for the Dockers in the first quarter so far. Kick goes wide. No mark taken. Gather was by Waters, couldn't break clear. Denham's wide handball finds the safety of the boundary line.
Now, Robbo, everyone thought that the Fremantle would be the easy beats this year. Now, only 5 points last week, lost to Richmond. In this opening quarter, they're certainly not playing like easy beats with 11 shots at goals. I think that they might be a surprise packet.
Very interesting comment, Bruce, in a piece of paper that you showed me on the way over in that little article, that the West Coast Eagles in their first game. There's Gerard Neesham down on the boundary line as well. He looks very involved, doesn't he?
Winston Abraham's there, obviously taking it all in.
But just about the fact that the Eagles won, I think it was about 8 of their 12 home games in their first year. So the Dockers certainly will be formidable combination here, I would think. Jared Neesham, oh gee whiz. Well, if enthusiasm means anything, there's plenty of it there on the bench at this stage. Boundary throw in just behind the wing, slightly favouring the Bombers. They get the ball clear. Simons run down, tackled fiercely. Ben Allen can't get the kick clear. Masidi, his kick goes towards full forward. In front, Cummings. Was he interfered? No. Back there goes Chisholm. He can't break clear. O'Reilly gets it wide to Edwards. His kick to the safety of the boundary line is not bad. A free kick down the ground is going to the Dockers. The free kick was paid to Edwards, but the advantage has been paid, and it is big O'Reilly to take the free kick. He kicks in towards full back. It's taken by Edwards. Time ticking away, down to a minute and a half left. Edwards gets past it, centre half back. He's run too far.
This is this chip and run game where players, Jared Neesham, by all accounts, is very keen for his players to take on the opposition with the ball, draw them forward so they can handball over the top or chip the ball over the top so they can get more numbers running down the ground, come down in a wave, keep possession of the ball until you've got a chance where you can kick it without being under pressure. Unfortunately, when you do that sometimes, you tend to overstep, overrun, not quite certain when to kick and handball, and that was a classic case.
Well, Barry Young may make him pay.
It's not always a good shot at goals, Bazza, in his Richmond days.
Well, that was a pretty good tip. He missed everything. It's out of bounds on the full. Barry Young and Gilbert having a bit of a to-do behind play. Always known with a bit of aggression, Barry Young. So the free kick to be taken in the back pocket by Chisholm. Goes in short, not bad either. Finds Mann at centre half back. Peter Mann plays on. Player on his own is Gilbert. So Barry Young may be a bit sorry about that, because Gilbert will have the last laugh here. 3 bounces, runs down the ground, could nearly bounce again. He's going to go short in towards full forward. Excellent mark taken by Fletcher. Fletcher runs away from full back, looking to give the hand pass. He does to Long, back to Fletcher. Fletcher outside 50. Handball over the top, Denham in a bit of trouble. Gets the hand pass away. Simons from between half back and centre wing. Kicks out wide. Hurd couldn't take the mark, but he's recovering pretty good. Tackled by Ben Allen. Again a good tackle by the Dockers. In over the top goes Abraham. And the umpire has paid a free kick because that tackle was a little bit ordinary. Hurd's kick right on the siren. Simons takes the mark. But the Dockers supporters here pretty happy with that first term by Fremantle. And at quarter time, the Dockers have a slight advantage. They're 3-8 to 3-4.
Goal kickers, Mercury, a couple for Essendon, and Hurd, and for the Dockers, Burrows, Wardell, Johnson and Ridley. Kevin?
I was very impressed with Fremantle in that quarter, impressed with their tackling. They're a very, very quick side, and as a result, they're able to put the Bombers under pressure by chasing very, very hard. And I was surprised with the distance that they were getting with their kicking. I was led to believe that they did a lot of just possession sort of play, maybe in the same mode as what Melbourne has done over the last couple of years. But tonight they have kicked the ball long. We see down at ground level, Kevin Sheedy down there.
Good on you, Kevin. Thanks for that. Quarter time at the Wacker. It's 3-8 to 3-4.
Small bed on the plane.
Here we go. The second quarter about to start. 3-8 to 3-4. Fremantle by 4 points, going to the left of screen against Essendon, who are currently top of the table after their big win against Fitzroy last week. Burton roving out of the set. All 6'10" and 3/4 of him. Up to half forward. Fletcher, well played. Very promising footballer in his 3rd season, still a teenager. Out wide, strong tackle on Hardwick, bit high. Free kick. Hardwick coming on at quarter time. Didn't play last week. Replaces Lufat. Mercury to Masidi. Mercury with 2 goals in the first quarter. Gilbert going back. Showed some courage. Hurd, normally a good finisher, and does it again for his second.
Well, he's kicked both his goals from crumbs. And this is the beauty of a person of Hurd. Not really big for a key forward. Around about 6'1½". Can take a terrific mark. But it's at ground level. A bit like Royce Hart. we always remember Royce Hart being a great mark, but it was at ground level where he used to worry people. See Fletcher there to Hardwick, caught one high by Abrahams. Hardwick sitting on the bench in the first term, plays on quickly, and Mercury, who Bruce said, kicked 2 goals, and Mercedes with this big run.
So the bounce to restart play, forcing it forward. The Dockers get it up towards half forward. Essendon working very well together. Simons gets the kick across. Wanganeen tries to get it to Hardwick. Hardwick under a bit of pressure. Oh, Abraham and Hardwick having a little bit of a to-do. And the umpire quickly on the scene to let the boys know that he's in charge. Damien Hardwick in the picture. The bounce is on the left-hand point of the square, favouring the Dockers at right half forward. Chance for Miller. He's quick. Gets his kick away. Up towards full forward. Contest. Kick off the ground. Ridley's got his second. Very, very quick perception there by Ridley. Not much time to grab the ball. He just hacked it out of mid-air. And the Dockers lead by 4 points.
And Madigan contested very, very strongly in the square. We see this young boy, Peter Miller, first boy signed by Fremantle, and a long kick. We see Madigan there, just contested strongly, kept the ball in front of the pack, and Ridley just roved it nicely.
3 goals last week, 2 so far this week. It's not a bad start for him. Miller did very well there, under pressure, was able to get a long ball away, 4-8-4-4. Fremantle lead by 4 points. Mercury has to concede in trouble. Burton's got him, play on called. Mercedes sits under it, gets rid of it in a hurry. Somerville attacks strongly. Ola Renshaw through the centre. High kick on his right foot. Goes to full forward. O'Reilly back there, taken by Chisholm. Away. Now stops, props. Goes across the ground. A lot of confidence. Delaney made one error, but he's got time to sit and wait. Cummings sitting back off him and chips it in, gets to Durko. Some cool heads there by Fremantle. Back to Delaney. Delaney to centre half forward. Madigan worked underneath it. Harvey will just let it go to Wanganeen, who's made a remarkable recovery. Harvey caught by wheels. I say recovery by Wanganeen after breaking his leg late last year off a motorbike. Now Ola Renshaw at half back. Sits and waits and goes into the centre. Not a particularly good kick. McGovern one hand, really should have marked it. Man went to ground. Heard terrific handball to Mercury. Mercury, you're backing from here. Goes, chips, well done. Buick, goal. Essendon back in front.
Well, he's a marvellous player, Mercury. And when he gets the ball, what he does well is he accelerates with the ball. You saw Delaney before for Fremantle. He took one step and bounced the ball. Mercury's not like that. He actually gets a nice bit of acceleration to get himself going forward motion. And as soon as he got balanced, then he took a bounce and he was able to look up and with great vision find Buick. But must run with the ball. Get going with the ball before you take a bounce.
So the ruck contest at the centre. Somerville doing pretty well against a man centimetres taller than him. Kick forward by Waters, and the mark safely held by Hurd. Well, he was a goal kicker earlier in this first term. Now he's back there in defence. James Hurd goes wide to the far wing, and an excellent mark taken by Alessio. Well, I thought it looked all right. The umpire, whoops, 50 metres. Can't do that, Big Speed.
That's silly play.
Well, it'll nearly bring this guy up to within goal scoring distance. You wouldn't have to be a genius to establish that he'd be in a bit of trouble, wouldn't you, Alessio, about maybe coming off the ground?
Well, he got his hands in the back there. I mean, I'm always amazed why a player goes crook at the umpire when he gives away an obvious free kick.
Not much you can do. He's not going to change his mind, is he? Peter Mann it is with the free kick. Gets underneath it, not the distance, but not the accuracy, and through for another behind of the Dockers. 4-9 to 5-4. Essendon lead by a point early in the second term.
Fletcher short. Harvey, who's presented himself on a number of occasions from the kick-ins, and they've had a few, the Bombers, with 9 points so far to Fremantle. Burton, big stretch. Gilbert to Waters. On his left, good kick to Delaney. Gee, that was good footy. Waters spotted him about 45 metres away And we've quickly seen, Kevin, that Fremantle are keen to transfer play from one side of the ground to the other in a hurry.
Well, here's Scotty Waters. Did all right in the first term, and with good vision there, he's found Delaney, a former Bomber.
Needs to kick a goal here because Fremantle have had a lot of shots and a few misses. This one from 40 metres, not good. So he and Mann have both missed from inside 50, but Wills has gone up and taken a mark. Well, it didn't even make the distance there. Wills was 0-0-0, I think, in the opening term.
Correct.
Not a touch. He's played in 2 grand finals at Geelong. Has played in 11 finals in total. He's played a lot of footy in the big time. Improves the angle, left foot, hits the post, unlucky. Scores a level at the Wacker. It's 4-10 to 5-4.
Played 24 games last year, and we see Tim Darcy sitting on the bench with Paul Salmon. Salmon just telling him about his crook back that he hurt coming over on the plane when they didn't have a bed big enough for him.
Fletcher. Magnificent kick by Fletcher. 70 metres to the centre of the ground. Nearly taken by Mercury. Hand pass to Somerville. Wide for the run of Denham. Solid bump. Hardwick. Now James Hird. Round the neck, is it? Against Edwards. Free kick to James Hird. Looks to play on. Does so. And then kicks long in towards centre half forward. Alessio tries to knock it on, but it rebounds for the Dockers. Oh, terrific bump by Delaney on Simons. Grand football by the Dockers. McGovern gets it to Burton, and tough stuff by Harvey at half-back for the Bombers. Kicks it wide, Mercedes marks. Player further afield is Olorenshaw. He marks and gets onto his favoured left side. Kicks in towards centre half forward. High was Somerville, couldn't take the mark. Buick and Chisholm. Chisholm does well. Gilbert in the action. In goes Alessio. Handball wide. Brilliant gather by Mercury, but the kick is offline. Through for a behind. Mark Mercury, 2 goals, 1 for the Bombers. And we have another look at this great bump by Delaney.
And kept his arm in by his side too. It was good work by that young kid. Terrific player, Mark Mercury. He's already booted 2. He's very dangerous.
O'Reilly short to Mann. Swings it out wide to O'Reilly. It's got Gilbert over the top. Goes that way now to half-back. So they've done it pretty well, Fremantle. They've been able to get it away. Now Denham to put the pressure on. Gilbert felt him coming. Durkay at the front. Long couldn't quite get there. Durkay takes the mark to Ben Allen. Allen, who was quite early. Danaher running with him. Now Allen. Not a bad kick, actually, into the pocket. Burrows attacks it. Down to Durkay, can kick a goal. 40 metres out. Bounce. Kick it now. Does. They're in front again, the Dockers. Gee, did you like that, KB? Wasn't he cool, the young fellow?
Yes, the boy from the Northern Territory, and he's got a heap of awards. And we see Ben Allen, well held by Chris Danaher in the first term, hasn't had a great influence on this game. And he kicks the ball down into the forward line. We see Burrows just tap it down. It was good play by Burrows, and Durkay just ran, got nicely balanced, took that nice bounce, just popped it through. Finishing off, that's what it's all about.
Well, very good play there by the Dockers. And they get their 5th goal. Waters to take it away from the centre congestion. Runs through the wing and then kicks long towards the forward pocket area. Kransberg couldn't take the mark, but it's Harvey to mop up for the Bombers. He hooks the kick back towards the centre of the ground. It's taken by Somerville. He looks to get the hand pass away. Buick running in support. Buick from forward of centre wing, a kick in towards the forward pocket. Flying high was Cummings, couldn't take the mark. And it's out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Bombers. Dwayne Lamb, Tim Darcy in trouble.
Yeah, Tim came off with a dislocated finger, actually. The doctor put it back in, and he's resting it in a cup of ice.
Thanks for that, Dwayne. Dwayne Lamb on the boundary line. Just been told a moment ago that Chris Mainwaring won't be playing for West Coast. He's been dropped on Sunday for the big game against Collingwood. Former teammate of Dwayne's. Alessio in trouble. Kick out of play in the pocket. Right forward pocket. Bombers attacking. They're 5 points behind Fremantle.
And the tackling of Fremantle has been excellent. Gilbert then, terrific tackle on Alessio. Really wrapped his arms right around him, dropped the legs then, so his body weight brought him to the ground. It was a wonderful tackle. Somerville
at the back, man. Burton caught up by Mercury. Umpire will take it. About 25-30 metres from the Bomber goals. Mercury, a couple of goals, been very good, hasn't he, so far in this match? free, no, big hit away. I mean, Danaher caught. Handball out. Waters got rid of it in a hurry. Had a second go. He's been pretty good tonight, Waters. Man will want to get rid of it. Dars, good field there. McGovern's got to attack it hard. Well played to Edwards. He's got a Paddock with a bounce. A second bounce. Simon's trying to run him down. Edwards to half forward. Ridley presented himself, took a beauty out in front. It was good football by Fremantle. Ridley about 70 metres from the goal. Goes short, centre half forward, gets Miller. He's a pretty good kick by the look of him. First time we've seen him so far tonight. Didn't play last week. Only a little fellow, but from what we've seen so far, he'd be better than an even money chance to kick this.
Well, he's been very, very good tonight. Very lively. He's had 7 possessions. One thing the viewers can watch is that when they run with the ball, Fremantle, a lot of players run to support in block and to shepherd.
Miller does get under it a bit, gives it a hook. So mark in the pocket by Burrows, was it? So a bit slack there by the Bombers, I think, at the back. Probably thinking he was going through. The great shot there at the angle for Burrows. Runs around to improve it. Hooks it back, misses or behind. Fremantle are a goal in front of the Wacker. 5-11, 16 scoring shots to Essendon 5-5, 16 shots to 10.
There's Burrows in the picture. Doing a reasonable job for the Dockers at half forward. Cransberg with the football to kick in for Essendon. Nearly halfway through the second term. Cransberg's kick, he finds Mercedes. Smoking Joe Mercedes. Just wide of centre half back. Goes in short. Mark taken by Fletcher. So some stop-start football here from Essendon. Transfers play to the near side. Somerville should take the mark. Cransberg, well, could have nearly made position for him, but he goes further down towards the wing where Ola Renshaw has taken the mark. Ola Renshaw, 5th kick coming up. Kicks long in towards centre half forward. Nearly the mark taken at the back there by Chisholm, was it? Play on now for Essendon? No. Umpire's going to ask the player to take his kick and kick over the man on the mark. And Simons with the ball. Was pretty good early in the first term, Michael Simons. 8 possessions already. Kicks long in towards full forward. At the back, Burton couldn't take the mark. Chisholm knocks it to the advantage of Mann. Mann gets it to the captain. Ben Allen runs away from half-back. Kicks high, a wobbly punt kick out towards the wing. And coming down from the back line is Wanganeen. Wanganeen plays on. He's kicking towards half-forward. Oh, that could have been nearly paid. McGovern. Strong stuff by the former Swans player.
Actually, Sheeds to be a bit disappointed the way Fremantle is running the ball out of their defence.
Good kick to Edwards, finding space. Got Delaney very wide if he wants him. Well, it took a while to get to him. Now needs a good bounce. Gets it. He's about 80 metres from goal. Centering kick, 2-4 forward. Big fly from the side for Fremantle from Ridley. Harvey has been excellent in the first half. Left-hand handball, a beauty to Mercedes. Mercedes goes to centre wing. Good kick to Wanganeen, the Brownlow medalist from a couple of years back. Wanganeen's got it on centre wing. Centering kick. Mercury the target. Well played at the back by Dale Kickett. And free kick coming out of this to the Dockers. And going to Scotty Waters in the centre of the ground. So Waters having a good match. Allen a bit quieter, the captain. Allen playing his 100th game of AFL football tonight. Waters' kick inside 50. Burrows was at the back. Good chance here for Wardell Johnson. And the boy with a long name. How many letters in that name again, KP?
14
Thank you, I thought you might say that. 5-12 to 5-5.
That's only for the trivia buffs, of course.
I reckon they've written that down 3 times and it's in the computer. 42 to 35. Going pretty well, Fremantle. Cransberg wide. Alessio the target. He doesn't let him down, the big fellow.
Good mark by Alessio. Even in the finish, he was unattended, but controlled it. He's at right half back. Looks to play on and then gets right underneath it. Pretty good distance, 50 metres to half forward. Somerville picked off there by Michael Long. Handball over the top, but it's taken by McGovern. Gets it to Waters. Waters on centre wing. Kicks into the pocket area. In short, Harvey. Well, defenders in front. Short kick. Mark taken by Fletcher. 9 kicks to Harvey. Fletcher doing well. 2. 7th possession coming up for Fletcher. kicks in towards the centre of the ground. Mark taken by Burton. Plays on to Ben Allen. Ben Allen swings it wide, but Fletcher's out there and thumps it away from Wardell Johnson over for a boundary throw in. Right half forward for the Dockers, probably 2 kicks from their goal. And
Travis Edmonds
on the boundary line, the Dockers make a change. Edmonds comes on, and it's Burton to have a spell on the bench. Buick runs away from half-back, kicks in towards the centre of the ground. Marcus taken by Mercury, looking to play on. Mercury goes long, kicks it 60 metres to the forward pocket area. Cummings punched away. Hurd, disciplined kick to the square, but there was no one home. And it trundles over for a throw-in the left forward pocket for Essendon, about 15-20 metres around from their goal. Hurd has kicked 2, Mercury has kicked 2, and Buick has kicked 1 for Essendon.
They trail by 7 points. Somerville in a wrestling match did pretty well to get it forward. Hurd again, robbed of him in the end. Well played there by kick and handball. Good to O'Reilly. O'Reilly, discipline, did it well. No options. He had Delaney just to the back of Hardwick. Couldn't get the distance on the left. Went to the boundary line. He'll be happy. So the defence holding up well. Mann and O'Reilly, they're 2 key players. Barry Young getting ready to come back on for Essendon.
That's Dustin Fletcher's father with him, Kenny Fletcher, on the boundary line.
Hardwick, Ben Allen, Denham, back to Masiti, check side kick. Hurd, good contest that one with Gilbert. Miller got rid of one, then the ball fell free. Delaney's been good. You'd expect him to be fired up tonight against his old club. Still 19 years of age. He and Fletcher, the only teenagers out there tonight. And it'll be a bounce about 50 metres from Essendon's goal. They trail at 5-5 to 5-12.
Ruck contest. Alessio up over the top. Edmonds made a good contest. Kick it couldn't break clear. And the mark is taken by Olorenshaw. Now Ricky Olorenshaw is between the centre and centre half forward position for Essendon. He's been asked to play on. He kicks in towards the forward pocket. Looks for Cummings. Ball thumped away. Buick gathers. Off the left foot goes Darren Buick. Kicks to the square. Somerville, but it's helped over by Gilbert. Rushed behind to Essendon.
And that was fantastic play by Peter Mann, because Somerville had the drop on him, but he pushed back and got his body pressure against him, and you've got to get body pressure against to push that player back so it takes away his concentration.
The margin in favour of the Dockers is 6 points. 7 minutes left in the second term. They get the ball clear of the full back line. This is Delaney, still inside Essendon's 50-metre. Transfers play to the near side. Gilbert. Second bounce by Phil Gilbert. Oh! Handballs into the player coming in, which was Simons. He gets it to Wanganeen. He'd love this, Gavin Wanganeen, wouldn't he? Kicks it to Buick. Buick, handball to the front of the goals. Great play. Goal by Barry Young. Barry Young kicks his first. And once again, the scores are level here at the Wacker. 42 points apiece.
When you have a possession game, obviously at times you can make mistakes, and that was a shocking mistake down there by Gilbert, and let Wanganeen in, who just chipped it into the square here. He was hoping that Buick could run onto the ball, and very unselfish play, great vision, and Barry Young just making that extra number brought up that easy goal.
42 apiece, 17 scoring shots to 12, but Essendon back level at 6-6. Mercury out of the centre. Wanganeen who's up forward. Back to Masiti. Masiti squeezes a left foot, a good one to Hurd. At about 45 metres, Gilbert had made the error a few moments ago. Must have been desperately disappointed with the end result.
I reckon Sheedy would have been disappointed with the way the ball was coming out of the forward line, and we see Masiti there just chipping the ball across his body for Hurd. And I think that might be one of the reasons Wanganeen's been moved down there, because he's a fierce tackler, really puts pressure on an opponent, just to give that forward line a little bit more bite.
Hurd, already told you what a great finisher he is. He's kicked 2 goals tonight. 22 years of age. Good looking kick. And just missing. So 2-2 to Hurd. Good off the boot. 6-7 to 5-12. Won the club's best and fairest last season. O'Reilly, very short. Gilbert. Lead has changed 7 times in this game so far. 5 minutes before half-time. Well, Gilbert's given this one up too. I guess not quite as bad as the last one, but not a good kick. Hardwick's got it inside centre wing. Centering kick, man underneath it. Alessio, big fly. Buick sat and waited. Simon's tried to get it out. Probably got in Buick's road a moment ago. Chisholm's quick kick out wide. Jones is there with O'Donnell. O'Donnell's had the job on Wills so far tonight. Jones around the corner and out of play at half-back. So the Bombers by a point at the Wacker. 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Wills off the ground. O'Donnell released from him now.
5 minutes left. Essendon lead by a point. Edmonds, number 22 for the Dockers. This is Waters across his left shoulder. Gatherers by O'Donnell. Tries to handball it to himself. Close to the line. And it goes over Buick. Quite fierce there on Edwards. Darren Buick. He's been a good player for Essendon over a long period of time now. Well done. Buick couldn't break clear. Waters held on. Buick didn't have the football according to the umpire. So Buick has the free kick. He plays on now, kicks in towards half forward, covers the players in that area. Delaney, kick across his left shoulder, back towards the centre. Excellent mark taken by O'Donnell. Runs on, pumps it in towards full forward. No mark there. At the back is O'Reilly. Runs away from the back pocket area, runs through half back. Second bounce by big Stephen O'Reilly. Look to give the hand pass away. The third bounce has set it up. McGovern gets it back. O'Reilly, good running. He's had 4 bounces now. That's his 5th. He's going all the way. Big Stephen O'Reilly dragged down. Great chasing provided there by Cummings. Now Essendon may rebound. Fletcher receives from Ola Renshaw. Fletcher's thumping kick in towards centre half forward. Nearly the mark taken by Gilbert. Hurd gets it to Young. Young to Buick. Buick on the run. And Buick's left foot snapshot is right across the face. And out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Bombers. A boundary throw-in will take place.
There's Stephen O'Reilly. He's jogging back very slowly. He's pretty exhausted after that run. He went about 130 metres.
Gee, what a good chase by Cummings.
Terrific.
Just refused to give up. Exciting football. In the pocket now, Somerville in the front spot, Edmonds at the back. Burton off the ground having a breather for Fremantle. And Hurd amongst the thick of it. So pretty important period here for Fremantle. They've done well. They're a point behind. They've had a lot of the footy. But the Bombers would like a couple here to pitch a break at half-time. And on the other hand, wouldn't Fremantle like to go in at the long break with their noses in front? Kick it over the top. Mann's there. Bit different, KB, from last week with Fitzroy and Essendon. You were at that ground. A lot of people saying that Fremantle and Fitzroy would be the easy beats. It was 7-12 to nothing. It was a 9-goal margin. And this one, at the moment, at 5-12, 6-7. Good contest here. Nobody able to get it away. Edwards, free kick to the Dockers, so they're going to relieve from half-back. Edmonds goes very short. Bouncing ball for Waters. He's had 10 and 3, Waters. Runs away. He's been pretty good. A couple of times his kicks haven't been all that effective. That one not particularly effective again. Cransberg, here's a chance for Essendon to make them hurt. Mercury over the top. Good to Young.
In that passage of play, Bruce O'Donnell was excellent.
It's a fine player, O'Donnell.
They're just what they call 1%ers, Kevin, aren't they? Those little things that maybe go unnoticed sometimes.
That's they're the 1%ers, and both sides have done them tonight, particularly Fremantle. I mentioned earlier to the viewers that when a guy's running down the field like Riley did before, the number of players who will run and run with him and block and chase and talk really does help that player carrying the ball.
Well, he missed an easy shot, didn't he, Barry Young, in the first quarter? Then scored after Buick's handball a moment ago. That's better. That's a goal. Good kick. So a couple of goals from Barry Young have been pretty important late in the second term, and Essendon edge away at 7-7 to 5-12.
Well, he played 15 games last year with the Bombers, Barry Young, after being just dropped and delisted by the Tigers, and they were thrilled to pick him up. We see Mercury once more. It really has given Dale kick at the run around, and with that great vision, sets it up for Barry Young to kick this goal.
2 minutes left in the second term. The ball spills out towards the wing. Delaney couldn't quite grasp the ball. In goes Mercury. All forced over now. Oh, a bit of a dust up between Hardwick and Ridley.
Free kick to Ridley.
And the free kick is against Damien Hardwick. It'll go to Todd Ridley. Ridley has kicked 2 goals for the Dockers.
Why is that boy arguing with the umpire? I mean, it was a silly free kick.
There's a player short Miller, but Ridley decides to go long. Oh, look at that leap. Already a contender for Mark of the Year, that one, Craig Burrows. A high leaping forward. The kick, he gets underneath it. Another great leap. That's a mark, isn't it?
Gilbert.
Not paid by Gilbert. Wardell Johnson. Harvey overruns it. Wardell Johnson may get a free kick. Held when he didn't have the football. And the Dockers fight back.
I think you'll find that that Gilbert actually took this on the way down.
Yep.
A bit like Gary Ablett's mark. It landed on his chest, just touched the ground. I tell you what, just for effort alone, you'd nearly say he brought it down, wouldn't you?
10 out of 10 for effort, and a great leap by Phil Gilbert. But the ball is with Wardell Johnson. He's kicked 1. Can he get his second goal? It's a pretty good kick. It's a goal.
2.
So he becomes the 3rd multiple goal scorer for the Dockers. Ridley 2, Craig Burrows 2, and Wardell Johnson has now kicked his second goal. And the Dockers get their 7th. What about that leap from Burrows?
Well, we said before the game he's got a tremendous leap, and he's also a fine kick. I suppose if we're really tough on Gilbert, the ball does hit the ground, a bit like a Steve Waugh catch, I'd say, in the West Indies. They paid that. Why can't they pay that one?
6-12 to 7-7 inside the last minute. Wardell Johnson with a couple. Burton's handball. Miller squeezed it out. Cransberg was in the road, unfortunately, for the Dockers. Good for the Bombers. To half forward. Hurd there. Wanganeen. Buick. Simons should get a goal. He's got it. The Bombers bounce back inside the last minute. Simons with a goal that was very well set up around half forward. That's his first. 8-7 to 6-12. Wanganeen and Buick very much a part of the action there.
Wasn't quite a perfect handball by Buick. Simons then had to kick around the corner. It should have been out in front. He could have just ran into goals. He had to stop and actually go back for this ball here. Should have been out to the left-hand side of him on the centre side, and he could have just run in. But still a good snap.
Wanganeen's handball was good though, wasn't it? To
Beautiful.
Buick. Just weighted nicely. Bounce in the centre. Big Burton goes high. Couldn't get it clear. It's kicked forward by Buick to half forward. What a spectacular mark taken by Michael Simons. And very close to half-time, Michael Simons will have a shot for goal for the Bombers.
Very few players in league football can mark as good as Michael Simons. He is a real jumping jack, and he's got great flexibility, and he's got, I reckon he's one of those spring-heeled players. You know, he can jump up or jump out at the ball or sideways. He's hurt himself here. Kicking's not really the strong part of his game.
No, well, I was just going to say, Kevin, that this distance would test him. He's going to have to kick the ball 50 metres plus. Long run-up. Runs close to the man on the mark. And does get the distance, but it's off to the right. And it registers a behind for the Bombers at half-time. Michael Simons limping off the ground. And at half-time, the scores, Essendon lead 8-8 to 6-12. The Bombers, multiple goal scorers, Mercury 2, Hurd 2, and Barry Young 2. The Bombers, multiple goal scorers, Mercury 2, Hurd 2, and Barry Young 2. And for the Dockers, 2 each to Ridley, Wardell Johnson, and Burrows.
6-12 to 8-8 at the Wacker in Perth, 48 to 56.
And the Ruckmen go at it to start the second half. It's knocked forward by Somerville, but it's taken away by Abraham, and he gets onto his right foot, kicks in towards half forward, but the mark is taken back there by O'Donnell. Gary O'Donnell. Very, very experienced campaigner. Kicks wide out towards the wing. Masidi has the football. 2 bounces by Joe Masidi. He's kicking towards centre half forward. The ball comes to the back. Gathered by Hurd. Gets the handball away, but only as far as Waters. Waters has a good look and then kicks it wide. There's a free kick behind play. Was that a a shepherd, a severe shepherd, that the ball's coming all the way back. I can't quite work that out because Fremantle had forced the ball down towards the 50-metre line, and it went back to Abraham at half-back. He kicks blindly and hits Harvey as if he was a teammate, right on the chest. Harvey plays on and kicks it high, back towards where Abraham kicked the ball forward for the Dockers. Gathered by Wanganeen. The little kick by Gavin Wanganeen to the advantage of Mercury. He gets around onto his right foot, kicks in short, and the mark taken by Long. Sweeping hand pass for Masidi. Masidi off the left foot. Kicks it high in towards full forward. Was that in the back? Yes. The umpire just adjacent out to the right by about 15 metres and picked that up quite easily. McGovern for the Dockers clears out towards the wing.
Looking for Edwards. Buick and Bashut. Awkward left foot by Edwards to half forward. Again, Bombers at the back. O'Donnell mopping up so cleverly tonight. Into the centre. Mercury goes short at centre half forward. Hurd provided the lead. Man got there, just gave him a little shove, got away with it. Delaney wide. Hurd had run himself under the ball. Hardwick with Delaney. They would have trained a bit together, these two young fellows, when they were at Windy Hill. And Hardwick gets the free kick. Plays on immediately to the cheeky Buick. Buick to Wanganeen. Wanganeen at half forward. Normally goes in short. He does again. Has Fletcher, who's up forward on the lead. Diving mark and takes a good one. So Kevin Sheedy's rung some changes here.
Well, Cummings gone back to full back and Dustin Fletcher down onto the forward line. Cummings last week played centre half back against Fitzroy. We see that wonderful kick out in front, well weighted, and therefore Fletcher could just run onto the ball. That's the way you're supposed to pass the ball to a forward.
He's only kicked 2 goals in his short career to date. Well, he wouldn't have had too many shots playing at full back. I wasn't trying to put the mozzie on him, Robbo. 8-8 to 6-12.
No, I just wonder with, you know, players being asked to play at both ends, Kevin, they should be probably better kicks at goal, even if they do play a lot of football in the back line.
Well, he's a beautiful long kick, although when he's kicked out tonight, he's kicked short on many occasions. And unfortunately, when you stand in front of goals, you get the jitters occasionally.
Fair enough. Well, that kick in by the Dockers from the free kick against Dustin Fletcher went towards the 50-metre line. Now they clear from the throw-in. Waters and then Burton. Burton kicks it a good distance out towards the wing, but an excellent mark is taken there by Cransberg. Cransberg, handball away. Buick, possession number 16 to Buick. His high kick in towards half forward. The ball comes to the back. It's gathered by Hurd. Handball away. Mercury, a little kick, is efficient, and Young is marked within scoring distance. Dockers swinging a change. Abraham to go off the ground as Peter Mann minds the mark. Barry Young attempting to kick his 3rd goal.
And Mercury once more setting that up, and Wills is going to come onto the ground to replace Abraham. But Mercury at ground level, he's been too clever tonight for Dale Kickett.
Well, Barry Young is well within scoring distance, and he hooks the kick through for one behind.
Unfortunately for Barry, that's been a big weakness in his game. He's very, very quick. He's hard at the ball. He can take a good mark, but his kicking does let him down, particularly shooting for goal.
O'Reilly very short to Delaney. 6-12, 8-9 the score at the Wacker. Essendon lead by 9 points. Lead changed hands 8 times from memory in the first half. Delaney straight down the centre. Look for Burton. Well done, Somerville. Well done, Alessio. Hardwick will look for a good bounce. Gets it. Kick it with him. Goes to ground. Hardwick stops, props, settles, left foot. Young at the back. Big fly. Durkay in the front, or Chisholm, I think it might have been. Still there. Now Mercury. Into his back, Jones. Free kick, Mercury. Make that Madigan into his back. Mercury tucked away in the pocket. Very constructive normally. Centering kick, Fletcher the target. Somerville there. Well done. Ola Renshaw, left footer. Goes to Simon. Should kick a goal. Doesn't. Misses.
Everything.
Missed the lot.
Well, that's also been Michael Simons' weakness. When he's played on the forward line, he's often won the ball on many occasions. That's why I think moving him back in defence and across midfield just enables him to take the pressure off himself.
Kick clear by Madigan. Ola Renshaw gets it to Hardwick. Hardwick across his left shoulder. Inside 50 metres. Great leap. And his hands in front of his face. Alessio very, very hard to get the ball away from a big man when he does that. And he's marked within scoring distance as we have another look at this mark taken by Alessio.
It's been great to see his development, Robert, hasn't it? 5 games in 92, then 12 in 93, 18 last year. He's just growing in stature all the time.
And again would be another player that has probably played a lot of reserves football. Alessio shot for goal. Well, that sneaks in for a behind, but gee, it looked as though it missed everything as well. So, big Steve Alessio's first score for the evening is that behind, kicked from about 40 metres, as O'Reilly prepares to bring the ball back into play for the Dockers.
Had their chances, Essendon, in the last 3 or 4 minutes to pinch a good break here.
O'Reilly goes long, pretty well straight down the ground. The high flyers at centre half back, taken by Mercedes, gets it away to Fletcher. Fletcher's kicked to full forward, thumped away by the strong Dockers defence. Wills it is in the back pocket, kicks wide and ugly. Over on the full.
Well, that's poor play from a guy who's played in 2 grand finals, because they're looking for Wills to give him a bit of experience and leadership.
Good mark in the front by Hurd. Mercedes centering kick. And that's one of his real strengths and trademarks, Hurd. That from the front he's very hard to spoil against.
Terry Danaher would be pretty pleased, wouldn't he, with James Hurd wearing the jumper that Terry Danaher wore with distinction over 300 games with Essendon.
And you can see this fellow being around for a long time, can't you? You can see him playing 10, 12 years of footy. Shouldn't wish it on him too quickly, let him enjoy it, but he's got a tremendous future. Good kick, he's kicked his 3rd. He's one of the class acts in the competition, there's no question about that. And Essendon now have kicked away at 9 goals, 10 to 6, 12.
And a great family tradition with his father and grandfather both playing for the Bombers, and that this mark actually just comes from that poor kick of Wills, which enabled the ball to be rebound back, and that cost him a goal.
So the biggest margin in the game so far, 16 points in favour of Essendon, and they get the ball clear of the centre. This is Long, back onto his left foot, kicks to half forward. A terrific mark taken by big Steve Alessio in front of Madigan. Looks to play on and then kicks it probably a little too high in the air, but gets about 50 metres up towards the goal front, and a good mark taken back there by Burton for the Dockers. He plays on quickly. Hand pass, not far enough. Now kick it. Can he get past? Just standing still, asking players to come and tackle him, and then kicks to the wing where the great mark is taken by Wills.
It was a great kick by Kickett, wasn't it, really? I mean, he just sized it up, and that was wonderfully weighted.
Ben Allen putting under a bit of pressure there, Wills. Allen good enough. Onto his left, good distance too, but Harvey will get it, and that's 4 times in this quarter Fremantle have gone forward and kicked it straight to an Essendon defender. Harvey's kick, Somerville goes early, takes a big leap. Was always in the box seat there against Durkay. Big Peter Somerville wearing the big mitts to centre half forward. Mercury the target. Over the top of Allen. Oh, well played Mercury, wide to Long. Something special could happen here. Long's got Wanganeen very short. Goes to the pocket. Hurd, man, play on called. Durkay rides the bump, tried to get around, gave it up a bit easily to Hardwick. Some worrying signs just at the moment for Fremantle as Essendon start to assert some authority. Simons across the ground to Smokin' Joe. Mercedes this one, not Frazier. About 80 metres from goal. Mercedes thumps it towards full forward. Alessio said Burton comes from the back. They come everywhere. Oh, well played Alessio. Very well played, big fellow, a goal.
Well, that's marvellous play by Alessio. I think we said at the beginning of the game. And he was one of the guys I said looking for a regular spot this year, particularly as the #1 ruckman. He booted 3 goals last week against Fitzroy, and he's got this ability to have a break up forward with Somerville in the ruck. And even though he didn't take the mark here, I mean, just to grab that out of the ruck, out of that pack there, and to just quickly snap it around the corner, that's the skills of a very, very promising player.
It was a great goal kicked by Stephen Alessio. Somerville doing the ruck work, back near the centre. Buick can't break away. Dockers a chance now through Delaney. He's kicked towards left half forward. Durkay and Long. Well done by Durkay. Look at the pace of those 2 players. They find it difficult to run away from Michael Long. Ridley goes for his third goal. Long kick. Hooks it. 2 goals, 2 to Todd Ridley. 6-13 to 10-10. Kick in has been marked by Harvey.
Starting to kill him, Harvey.
Looks to play on. Kicks it wide out towards the wing. Oh, what a great leap again by Burrows. Handball away to Wills. Wills goes to the goal square. At the back, another big leap by Ridley, and Cummings quite content to knock it through. It may have gone over for a boundary throw-in before Cummings got his fist to it. So a throw-in right against the behind post in the left forward pocket for the Dockers. Smashed away by Somerville. Cummings. Well, one wonders what went through Scott Cummings' mind there. Handball to no one and over for a throw-in.
Survival. That's what went through his
Survival,
mind. Handball it out over the line, so it's we can have a boundary throw-in line, get out of trouble.
Well, it's still within scoring distance for the Dockers. Durkay, but in goes Ola Renshaw. Tidies up for Essendon. Kick out towards the centre wing. Alessio. Oh, gee whiz, he's growing with confidence, isn't he? He's kicked towards the half-forward area. It's been marked by Barry Young. Young plays on. Kicks it up to the goal front. Simons and Chisholm. Kick off the ground by Fletcher, or out of mid-air. And it's through for one behind. So the Bombers 11th behind on the scoreboard. 10-11. Plays 6-13. So the difference is 22 points in favour of Essendon. 10.5 minutes left. McGovern can't control the footy. And things not going the Dockers' way in the first half of this third term as Essendon have scooted away. They led by 18 points, 8 points actually at half-time, and they now lead by 22 points.
Kick 2-3 to just 1 point in this third quarter. Wills, who was well held by O'Donnell in the first half as a forward pocket, now playing in defence. Spent a bit of time on the interchange. One of the Geelong recruits, along with Stephen O'Reilly. Burton out of that to Wills. Gets a second go. Under pressure, kick into the centre square. Waters had to sit and wait, did pretty well. Attacked by Miller. Harvey, well played. Masidi, Ola Renshaw, they're going well, Essendon. Mercury, they're very good players are getting their hands on the footy. Mercury from about 50 is a behind, so Mercury now with 2 goals and a couple of points, and Essendon in control for the first time in this match at 10-12 to 6-13.
They're only playing a 5-man forward line at the moment, Fremantle, and therefore they're leaving Mark Harvey as a loose man across half-back, and they can't get past him.
It's Madigan, who played in the premiership in his first season at Hawthorn, where he's the best first-year player. Struggled since then, only 40 games in about 5 seasons. Up to half-forward. Ola Renshaw getting touches. Cummings, only Kevin Sheedy would switch Cummings and Fletcher around like he's done. All good experience. Caught. Wills has got him. Masidi under pressure, and Wills well done, and also from Wardell Johnson there. They battled away the Dockers. Stop the flow for a moment. 10-12 rather, 6-13. Sitting right in front of us, this throw in. Get a great view as Fletcher goes with Madigan over the top. Harvey. Cransberg.
Well done by Cransberg. He could see that Harvey was in trouble. And Cransberg with the left foot, scooting along the boundary line, has found Hurd. Hurd looks to play on, but the umpire having nothing of that. Grant Vernon in control there, and he asks James Hurd to kick over the man on the mark. He does that in towards half forward. It clears the players, and a real struggle there provided by Hardwick, but it's Kickett. Kickett gathers, and then a hand pass along that half-back line, nearly approaching half-back now. Chance for Mann. Mann gets a big roost to it, kicks it towards the wing. The mark is taken there by Ola Renshaw. The free kick is to Cransberg. James Hurd on his own, wide, near centre wing. Kicks in towards half-forward. No mark. Hardwick gathers. Delaney at the back. Hardwick's kick falls in short, and the mark is taken back there for the Dockers by Kickett. Looks to play on. Transfers to the other side of the ground. At the back, big leap, and a good mark taken by McGovern. He had to sit, but he did it quite efficiently in the finish.
Kickett having lost his boot just before the pass to McGovern. Here's Miller at half-back. High ball again by Fremantle, up towards half-forward. Burrows the target. Cummings caught. Good tackle by Ridley. And it's a bounce. So Fremantle needing a goal against the flow here. 6-13, 10-12. Ridley with a little smile. Kicked a couple. Gives Cummings something to go on with.
What Sheedy's done is put Harvey down on the forward line so that they don't have that extra loose man. So he's very confident now that he can put Harvey down there as an extra forward rather than have him as a loose man across half-back.
Abraham went to ground, caught, gets a handball. Edwards goes back to Delaney. Delaney tucked away at half-forward. Left foot towards full forward. Good thump at the back by Darcy. Back to Abraham. Long kick towards goal. Cransberg gets his hand to it. Off hands are behind. 6-14 to 10-12.
5 rush behinds to the Dockers. And Scott Waters having a spell on the bench. Interesting, he was one of the Dockers' better players in the first half with something like 15 touches. Michael Long takes the kick in. Cransberg receives the hand pass, then kicks short. Goes through nearly to the wing. Mann tries to flip it to the back. Taken beautifully by Mercuri to get it to Mercedes. Back to Michael Long. Vision excellent. Mercuri marks on centre wing and he's got 15 or 20 metres in front of himself. He elects to kick towards full forward. Fletcher makes a good contest. He and Madigan. Hand pass doesn't quite go far enough. O'Reilly gets it back now to Chisholm. Chisholm runs across the full back line. Goes through centre half back after his second bounce. And then kicks out towards the wing, but a stretching mark is taken by Hardwick.
To Denham. Denham's been pretty quiet, hasn't he? Denham from the centre square to centre half forward. Just the 6 kicks. Chisholm wide. Again, putting pressure on Delaney. The kicking by Fremantle out of the defence has been poor in this third quarter. Delaney to Burrows. He's a good aerialist, this fellow. Can take a mark. And that time paid at half forward. Took an outstanding mark in the second term.
May have even paid the free kick here. Just pulling him down and pushing him.
Ridley went early. Cummings. Essendon hold it up about 20 metres from Fremantle's goal. And it's going to be a bounce. Fremantle needing a goal.
Jones about to come on for Fremantle.
Ridley to go with Cummings. Ridley got a socker actually as he hit the ground. O'Donnell will just poke it to the boundary line and see it go out of play. He'll be happy with that. On the best and fairest in their premiership year, just as Ben Allen had done at Hawthorn in 1991. This third quarter kick, so Essendon right on top at the moment.
Handballs in the third term. Essendon leading in that area by 3. And Darcy well tackled by Ridley. Umpire can do nothing but bounce about 25 metres from the Dockers' goal. Pretty well straight in front. Their scoring chances in this third quarter have resulted in just 2 behinds so far. The clearance not far enough for the Dockers. Wanganeen. Handball attempted to reach Cransberg, but it goes over for a throw-in with 5 minutes left in the third term. So very important for the Dockers to get at least 1 goal more in this third term. Denham, the scrag, can't break clear. Kick by Delaney. Misses to the left. And through for another behind to Fremantle. In a little bit of trouble there is Phil Gilbert.
And Grenfell has just come on for the Bombers, and Shooty's given young Hardwick a bit of a break on the interchange bench.
Darcy, just a little one to himself. He must be absolutely thrilled to bits to be playing in such a strong team when his career was seemingly over at the end of last season. Here's Grenville, who's been warming the benches, KB said tonight. Hurd, kick at court, gets a good handball away though to Durkay, out wide to Delaney, rather Ben Allen I should say, to Edwards, back to Allen, who's been quiet in his 100th game. Delaney hooks it back. Burrows takes a good mark. It's a promising player, isn't he? Well done by Delaney. Saw him, the vision was good, and this now is an important kick. Fremantle have worked pretty hard It's 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and they need a goal to show for their efforts.
It was a good kick because he saw him and just screwed it around his body.
He's kicked a goal. He kicked one against Richmond last week, and with a bit of a hook and a miss. So a goal and a couple of points to Burrows. Not what the Dockers wanted. At 6-16 now to 10-12. So same number of scoring shots, 22 apiece. 20 points to the margin.
Darcy kicks in towards half-back. Mercedes drops what he probably should have taken. Looked fairly simple. Denham gets it back to Cummings. Cummings goes long, close to the line. Olorenshaw. And the contest provided
Jones.
By Jones, was it, Kevin?
Yep.
And forced over for a throw-in. Well, Jones spent a fair bit of the game on the interchange bench. Simons we look at now, preparing to come back onto the ground. Durkay overrunning it. Mercedes handball. Or held, but he didn't have the football, surely. Michael Long taps onto Mercedes. Still a great contest on centre wing. Barry Young trying to keep it in. Dale Kickett is the player in all sorts of trouble there. Denham down the line, brilliantly to Young. Young gathers and then kicks it inside 50. A top mark taken back there by Chisholm. Showing a bit of authority as well. Kicks it quickly. Back towards the centre. Oh, top stuff. That is really good. Let's hope the boy's not hurt, but Fletcher has been reported. Well, great stuff to see that Dockers boy stand on his feet, because that was a very hard collision there between those two players, and he looks as though he's okay.
It'll be interesting to have a look at the replay of that, because Fletcher is certainly a ball player at all times.
Pretty sure under the rules of the AFL we're not able to take a replay once a player's been reported. So Fletcher's off the ground.
That's a silly rule.
He looked pretty upset.
Why can't we see it?
He looked pretty upset.
Because he's been reported.
Well, that doesn't matter. We're allowed to have an opinion, and people at home want to see it.
Yeah, I think
it's ridiculous.
Well, anyway, the ball is with the fellow that went down from that crude tackle. That's Anthony Jones, number 38 for the Dockers. So maybe just an important few minutes here. 3 minutes left in the third term, and a 50-metre penalty is being applied against Essendon.
Just reiterating, I think young Fletcher was pretty upset with what happened.
Yep.
He certainly didn't mean to do it.
Well, his Chitty is taken from the field. I think the young boy was upset, but he is a ball player, young Fletcher. I mean, he wouldn't have a bad bone in his body. But I still think we should be able to see it. I mean, if it's taken place on the field, we should be able to witness it. Well,
it's Jones now, kicking into the pocket. Oh, nearly a mark taken back there by Miller for the Dockers in the pocket. There's Jones, recovery. And he looks quite okay. So let's just hope that nothing too serious comes out of that. In the forward pocket for the Dockers. Punched away by Somerville, close to the line. It's Dale Kickett. Can he find some space? He gets the handball to Miller. He's dragged as he kicks. And the error has been forced. It's on the full, free kick to Essendon to be taken in that right back pocket by Olorenshaw.
And Kickett has been moved onto the forward line. Is at long last, I suppose, taken off McCurry, and Chisholm has that job now.
Said earlier, Denham's been quiet in stats, but he's done a good job running with Miller. Good grab at the back by Burton. They love him here. He is the big star at this club.
Reminds me of Bobby Hurd that just played for Richmond and Collingwood.
Pretty good kick. Turns the distance. Somerville, in fact, spoiled by Cummings. Denham on the bottom. Young, good hands. Cummings, bit of an airy. Well played, though, by Grenvold. Cummings again finds the boundary line out of play. Just under 2 minutes.
If David Grenvold's a good player to have on the bench, Kevin, isn't he? As soon as he comes on, he seems to get into the play quickly.
Well, he's been a great pickup ever since he's come across from Glenelg. Had a bad knee injury there for one year, but he's just one of those players. It's such a strong side, it's hard to get into it.
Denham gets rid of Miller this time. Delaney gets rid of Long. Is it Long or Olorenshaw, I think? And Olorenshaw is a throw-in the pocket. Young Ricky, heard him on radio last week, asked about how he felt a couple of his teammates played in the game against Fitzroy. He said, look, I don't take any notice of them. I'm just worried about myself. Wouldn't even have a clue. It's terrific, refreshing. quick kick away by Alessio out on the full. So, or was it Somerville? It was Somerville. Thanks for that, Robbo. So the Dockers needing a goal. They're still in there. There's only 20 points of difference. Remember, they were 5 goals behind Richmond last week in the last quarter and got within 5 points. Ridley goes with one hand in the pocket, out of play. Wouldn't he have woken up this morning and thought to himself, I'd love to kick 6 against Sheeds and the boys?
Well, he actually, in his first game of league football, he kicked 4 goals against me at the MCG. I wasn't too happy.
So the Dockers still striving to get their first goal of the third term. It's kicked wide to half-back. Olorenshaw does a pretty good job and forces it over for a boundary throw-in.
When you say against you, you weren't standing him, KB. You were coaching Richmond, weren't you?
Yes, the first round of 1991 at the MCG, and Ridley in his first game kicked 4 goals for the Bombers.
Somerville, but this is Mann. Now Durkay. His kick is smothered off the boot, and that's another one of those little 1%ers that their teammates do appreciate. Buick in there to give Olorenshaw a pat on the backside, and it's forced over for another throw-in. Burton gets his right fist to it. Forced clear there by Edwards, but not clear enough. In goes Delaney. He's pumped up against his old side. Back goes Edwards again. Run down by Long. Handball not far enough. Barry Young tries to get it in the James Hird direction. Durkay quite content to take it over for a boundary throw-in on centre wing. So we're in the last minute before three-quarter time, and this quarter has belonged to the Bombers mainly because of their defence. They've just restricted the Dockers, and there's James Hird's kick smothered off the boot. So another boundary throw-in in very much the same area. So a little bit of unproductive football out there on that centre wing. 3 or 4 boundary throw-ins in much the same area.
Burton, Alessio, well done. Denham there with Miller. The 2 little fellows running together. And Durkay a bit disappointed because he was away, but umpire called it up a fraction of a second before, and another bounce. So time running out for the Dockers to get a goal in this third term. In defence, they need a clean getaway here. Delaney ridden into the ground, and players running out of room. Hird.
You quite wonder why that wasn't a free kick. Tony Delaney got up with a wry smile on his face.
Alessio Burton again. 50-50 ball. Alessio's had a good term. Here's Miller. Durkay. Maybe the Dockers with a late charge. Durkay through the centre. They need a mark. Burrows. He's got it. Well, siren will go, you'd think. Well, time on call, but the siren's going to go as he kicks, maybe just before. Good play through the centre by Durkay.
Yes, and he's a boy with a lot of talent, and so is this kid here, Burrows. He's only 21 years of age, and you can see maybe 2 years down the track with a few more weights and developing and getting stronger, he's going to be a pretty fine player.
Goes for it, gets it. It's a goal. Gee, that's handy, isn't it? Right on three-quarter time. Won't that lift them when they go into the huddle with Gerard Neesham? And in a way, Kevin Sheedy would be a bit disappointed. They controlled the third quarter, Essendon, and yet at three-quarter time, they're only 14 points in front at 10-12 to 7-16.
Well, they kicked 2 goals for that quarter, the Bombers, and they had all the play. And that's one of the things that always worries a coach when you have all the play. You either kick points or you miss goals, and they miss some easy shots. They kicked a few out of bounds as well. You've got to put the score on the board. That's what puts pressure on the opposition. And for all their good play in that third term, they still haven't got the maximum pressure on Fremantle coming into this last quarter. Only
increased their lead, in fact, by 1 goal. So at three-quarter time at the Wacker. Hope you're enjoying it. We are here. It's been a good game, hasn't it? Essendon lead 10-12 to Fremantle 7-16.
You know, they're really working hard, Fremantle. I think this will be a fantastic last quarter.
Well, strap your seatbelt on, KB. Here we go. 10-12 to 7-16. Burton goes in. Waters back on the ground. Went to ground. Missed an opportunity. Handball by Denham is good. Away Olorenshaw. Just an old float at a half forward. Good job by Mann at the back there against Hird. Some courage by Hird, who kept going at the footy. Running across him, Miller. Free kick, Essendon. Barry Young has been pretty useful. Couple of goals. Couple of misses. Here's Hird. It's been terrific to fall forward. Nearly Cransberg. So again, Kevin Sheedy throwing them around. Miller, was that a throw? Jones. Buick to Denham. tucked in the pocket, floater across the face, gives his forwards a read of it. Mercury, Allen getting back. He kicked a fantastic goal in the last quarter of the MCG last week. What it's caught. Simons ran him down beautifully. Gives Young a chance. Wills puts the tackle on. Goes back. Masidi. Smoke and Joe goes across to Ola Renshaw. At 60. Now at 55. Now at 50. Now at 45. Goes with a wobbly old one to full forward. And getting back, Chisholm takes the mark. Little handball. Terrible. Alessio. It's been marked.
Simons.
Well, they've paid the penalty a couple of times, the Dockers. Simons goes round and boots the goal.
Well, that's his second goal. He kicked one goal. Kicked a goal in the second quarter. But that's a couple of goals that's cost him now, when Gilbert did exactly the same thing in that second term. And wanting to play on quickly, this young boy Chisholm, just making a monumental mistake there, which has given Essendon an easy goal to start this last term.
Well, you would think that is going to make the Dockers' chances now quite dim. The first goal of the last quarter, kicked by Michael Simons for the Bombers. Burton takes it out of the centre bounce, and Buick tries to bash it clear. Grenville does well. Ola Renshaw taps it to the advantage of Masidi. Masidi's kick to centre half forward. Oh. Excellent mark. Strong hands, Alessio. It's amazing. I think was it Jack Dyer said those tall guys, they never get any shorter.
No, as the game goes on, they don't get any shorter. Fast players get slower.
How did Jack work that out, Derek?
But Alessio is, I think, and what I've seen of Alessio in the first two games this year, he's going to be a big bonus for the Bombers in 95. He's got a lot of ability.
Improving player, Stephen Alessio, but that kick is a little disappointing. And a mark right on the goal line, being taken by Mann. It's been paid as a clear mark. Peter Mann playing in a key defensive role for the Dockers. Kicks it high and long, outside 50 metres. Knocked away from Burton. Taken by McGovern. McGovern can run outside 50. Kicks in towards the centre. It's a good kick. He finds Miller. Miller's nearly in the centre of the Wacker. He'll kick the Dockers into their attacking half. Burrows. Back goes O'Donnell. Harvey combining. The kick not quite clear of the half-back area, but Masidi was good in there. And a little kick. Not far enough. Ben Allen and Ola Renshaw. Ben Allen in front. Ball not cleared of the pack. Abraham. Now O'Donnell gets past Wills. O'Donnell's kick is wide, and the mark has been taken by Somerville.
Centre wing. High border, half forward, Alessio and O'Reilly. Well played, Alessio. Had a tremendous second half. Good looking kick. Gave Simons a run of it, and it was a very good mark. Splendid mark under pressure. But Alessio continues to star in the second half and provide a focal point across half forward for Essendon.
Well, this is one thing he can do, a terrific mark by Alessio, and but Simons is, as I said before, he's got springs in his legs, I reckon. He's no certainty to kick the goal, because this is the area of his game that he has to work on all the time. He can kick a goal, but he doesn't kick him regularly.
Wheels off the ground after running over the ball. Wardell Johnson on. Simons from 30 metres. Hits the post.
It was a poor kick too. I mean, it was hardly made the distance there.
It was a kick of a man not all that confident in his ability.
I mean,
to goal.
just that long run-up, you know, it just doesn't seem to, even though it's a long run-up, he doesn't really sort of get balanced, and hardly had any power in that kick whatsoever.
He's had 5 shots for goal tonight for just 2. Well, Fremantle might get away with this. Waters under pressure. Left foot. Here's the big Burton. Well played.
Well done.
Isn't he a star? Onto his left. Great kick. Terrific footy.
Well, that was sensational. How tall is he?
6'10" and 3/4.
Yeah, that had a quarter of an inch on since the start of the game.
Well, no, I think he is 6'10" and 3. He's been said 6'10" and a half, but a mate of mine measured him the other night, and he said he's 2 1.10 metres, 6'10" and 3/4.
But the athleticism shown by a man of his size.
Wardell Johnson, who's kicked 2. He's a good kick, this fellow. He's kicked 3. They're still in at the Dockers. He's done all right, Robbo. Has Wardell Johnson been at the big star, Burton?
Well, he has been a revelation, Spider Burton, before that opening game against the Tigers. No one sort of saw him as being an agile sort of person who could run and have a turn of speed. I mean, the way he bent down, and Dustin Fletcher is very, very quick. He's back on the ground because they've got Kransberg down on the forward line, but that was marvellous play. Oh!
Well, Kevin, you spoke about the fact that the fans were going to get behind them if they happened to get a bit of a run on. Well, when that bounce took place after the goal kicked by Wardell Johnson, there were plenty of chance. Dockers, and Matthew Burton bashed it clear, but it's been forced over for a boundary throw in on centre wing. He's there again, got his right fist to it. Back it goes to Buick. Right, left, then forced back on the left, and he's kicked close to the line. And another throw in. Just forward of the wing in the Dockers forward half. They trail by 15 points. There's plenty of time left, 14.5 minutes. And Burton again. Miller. Look for Waters. In goes Buick. Bashes it close to the line. It'll go over. And we'll have another throw in.
If Burton kicks the winning goal, who's going to carry him off the ground?
About 25,000 fans. Don't they love him? What a roar a moment ago. Passionate people from Fremantle and in Perth. They love their footy. They've been waiting a long time to see the Dockers. They're not out of this game yet. Kicker goes to ground. Mercedes puts a good tackle on him. Gets him. Could have fallen for the trap to take him high. Didn't. Short. Well, the big spider. To Ben Allen. Chips it to Delaney. Waits. Delivers. Attacking now Ridley. Still Ridley. Good tackle, Wanganeen Beauty. That's his trademark, isn't it?
Superb tackle. And I think that's why Shooty put him up on the forward line in that second turn to give it the half forward line a bit of bite. But that was just vintage Wanganeen.
Delaney went hard at Grenville. Forced it out. The score at the Wacker. Fremantle are 8-16, 64. Essendon 11-13, 79.
Grenfold going early. Delaney putting plenty of pressure on him.
Michael Long tries to tap it down to Buick. In goes Ben Allen. Handball too fierce for Delaney. He knocks it along the line. This is Miller. Miller close to the boundary line. Kicks with the left foot to the goal square. Essendon mark taken by Kransberg, but it could be a free kick and it may go to Darcy. Short kick by Darcy. Finds Kransberg. So Peter Kransberg
He's been
still
everywhere.
in the action. He has done pretty well, yep.
He's the lucky star of the Essendon side.
Kicks it across to the square where Denham has made good position. Looks to play on. Goes in short to centre half back. The mark has been taken there by Darcy. Looking to play on. He's being called to play on now, and he'll be forced to kick with the left foot. Out towards the wing. Nearly taken by Mercedes, but well done there by Edwards. Mercedes equally as well done. O'Donnell kicks along the boundary line and it trundles over for a throw-in.
It's good there, Smoking Joe, wasn't he? 17 kicks, 8 handballs. In 93 when they won the premiership, that was his trademark. Plenty of touches, lots of kicks. So Fremantle with plenty of time. Essendon, cosy little lead, but not comfortable at 79-64. Playing with great fervour now, Fremantle. Burton gets it from Kickett. Runs away the big spider. Caught that time. Somerville taken off him. Burton out of the air. Somehow got a kick away. Now Ola Renshaw takes it from O'Donnell. Ola Renshaw with some space. Durkay to put pressure on. Important high ball here. Simons gets set. Mann's there with Chisholm. Chisholm and Mann. Chisholm's handball. He wants O'Reilly to get onto it. O'Reilly swings a left-hand handball. Pretty good footy. Comes out to Madigan. Madigan with a run. A couple of bounces. Stops and goes back inside, puts some pressure on. Now Jones in great pressure. O'Reilly's got to win this. Simons kicks it out. And Madigan, the handball of them wasn't good for Jones. Put him under pressure, throw in at centre wing.
was a shocking handball.
Just ran out of ideas, I
Well,
think.
he didn't know whether he should have kicked the ball or handballed it.
Alessio, Miller, Buick. They both kick their feet. Buick then goes to ground. Well done, Miller. Off the ground. Well played by Fletcher, actually, there. Just to keep the front running. Now Wanganeen
runs away, but he's giving away a little bit of ground. Now he's able to get it back to Darcy. Darcy's kick is magnificent. Hits Ola Renshaw on the chest. He's been asked to play on. Now he's going to have to force onto that left foot. Handball. Gives it to Cransberg. In turn goes to O'Donnell. O'Donnell doesn't miss his target. And Somerville is marked on his chest. A sweeping hand pass. Good running provided by Cransberg. He's close to the line. He's kick into the pocket. Great mark by James Hurd. Good hands. He runs on. Improves the angle and hits the post. 3 goals, 3 to James Hurd. That scoreline of the Bombers, 11-14, Fremantle 8-16. Difference is 16 points. Chisholm to kick in.
and goes for McGovern. It's been a 50-50 ball in the end. O'Reilly. Olorenshaw been good in this quarter. Buick from 50, not a good kick. Floats it. Good hands there by Chisholm. Takes a chance.
What about
plays
that?
on. What skill and athleticism to O'Reilly. Go back to Chisholm. Decides not to. Goes bang up towards the 50. Burrows works at the front. Well played, Fletcher. Abraham, he's a good kick. He's cheeky. Onto his left. He's got it! It's a goal!
Well, I think that's the goal of the night because it was just a magical play by Chisholm. That kick in he gave before. Talk about kicking to a contest, but then the ball came back and the acceleration off the mark by this young boy, accelerating and then out to O'Reilly, who really thumps this a good 60 metres. And then I think Bruce, you called it, Burrows did well there. This is cheeky play. Just balks and says, just have a look at this. I'm going to put this through the centre.
Fantastic goal kicked there by Winston Abraham to bring the Dockers to within 9 points of the Bombers. Denham taps it to Grenvold. Grenvold's kick. A bit of an up and under. McCurry couldn't get on the end of it. James Hurd provided the contest. McGovern was good in there for the Dockers. And it's been held up in the right forward pocket for Essendon. 10 points the margin in favour of Essendon. 9.5 minutes left in the last quarter. McGovern taken by Hurd. Handball went to no one in particular. Harvey. Some good competition there. Knocked over for a boundary throw-in that right forward pocket for the Bombers. Well, the fans have got their money's worth. No matter which way this goes, if it goes to the Dockers, gee whiz, they will be excited. Alessio taken to the ground by O'Reilly. Nothing happening. Bounce.
High excitement here at the Wacker. Plenty of Fremantle supporters you'd expect. Mark McKenzie, Greg Scoop and Grant Vernon, the umpires. Hurd runs out of room out on the fall. He's been good though, Hurd. 8 marks, 16 kicks, 6 handballs, 3 goals. Actually touched by the look of it, so throw it in the pocket. Essendon deep in attack, 9 minutes remaining in the game. Somerville goes with Burton. Madigan taps it back to the same place. Another throw in. They sure have got their money's worth, the Docker fans and footy fans here tonight. It's been a great contest from the word go. Essendon seemingly in control in the third quarter for a little while, but the Dockers back. Waters, left-hand handball, not so good. I think he wanted the boundary line in the end. Denham, centering ball, hoping for a Essendon mark. They've got the numbers. Somerville, good punch from the back. O'Donnell can kick a goal from there. Misses. It's a behind. He was on his left, didn't quite straighten up, and through for a point. 11 goals, 15 Essendon. They've been inaccurate since half-time. 9-16 Fremantle.
Well, still the Dockers within 2 goals. And Chisholm persists with his confidence.
He'll give Neesham a heart attack.
Finds Ben Allen. Out to Waters. I'll tell you what, he's done pretty well. He's made a couple of blues, but he's been prepared to keep on having a go. This is O'Reilly. He received from Chisholm. O'Reilly's kick into the right forward pocket. An excellent attempt at mark there by Cransburg. And it's been paid. Under 8 minutes left. Cransburg plays on quickly. Goes wide and finds Buick. Docker's bench just in the background. Buick with the ball at left half back for the Bombers. Quiet second half by Darren Buick. Kicks it high, down towards the wing. Oh, great leap. That's a mark, surely. Somerville not paid. You see the umpire in the foreground indicating play on. And Peter Somerville asking what does he have to do to be awarded a mark.
Well, it looked a good mark to me. In fact, it looked a ripper. Just hit his hand, Burton. Maybe it was good umpiring in the end.
Edwards, the player there, number 1 for the Dockers, trying to get clear. And he's been awarded a free kick.
Goes towards Allen. It's going to be a hard mark. He's got it.
Right, courage that, backing back.
He's got plenty of that, hasn't he, KB? Always has had. In the pocket. Gilbert front spot. Good thump at the back by the Bombers. Their defence has been terrific all night. They want them to hold up here. Ola Renshaw runs it out. Get the feeling Essendon need another goal, though. They wouldn't want to sit on a 2-goal lead here.
They're 5-1 on favourites, aren't they, Bruce?
I don't think they're sitting on anything. I think they're striving as hard as they can.
As any good bookmaker would know, KB, the knobs can twiddle at any stage. That 5-1 honours well and truly out to about 6-4 on. There's Waters. And a bounce at about 45 metres. Scotty Waters picks himself up. Good first quarter. Struggled late in the second quarter, early third. Went to the bench. He's had 20 touches. Had a big last term last week after being quiet for 3. Fletcher. Down to Miller. Waters. Allen probably should have taken it. Burrows goes for goal, gets it! There's only a kick in it. They're coming home, the Dockers.
Well, he's kicked 3 goals. 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the third, and now 1 in the last. Kicked three goals too. And we see Waters there getting the ball across, nearly a fresh air shot there. And picked up by Burrows. It's a good attempt by Allen, just trying to do a bit of an Eric Cantona there, but didn't come off, but Burrows just finished it off nicely.
Oh, what a finish we've got on our hands here. Ola Renshaw gets his left foot to it. Dale Kickett's a chance. In goes Buick. Kickett's handball. Wide, McGovern. Great Shepherd. Gives McGovern some space. His kick to half forward is great. And the mark is taken by that man Burton.
Here's the goal you're asking for, KB.
Yes, he's a bigger star than Richard, don't you reckon?
Burton, a wobbly punt kick to the goal front. Punched away by Chris Danaher. Fletcher, handball out. Denham gets it wide. Cransburg down the line, and mark has been taken by Mercedes. 5.5 minutes left.
Been a good player, Joe Mercedes. A lot fitter this year, and winning the ball once more.
He kicks it out wide towards the wing. James Hurd. Jones after Alessio. Alessio goes further down the boundary line, gathers a precious 20 metres, and we'll have a throw in. It's in Essendon's forward half, but only by about 30 metres.
Been a terrific duel that. Alessio's had 16 possessions and Burton's also had 16. They've both been fine players for their sides.
And what futures both of them have. 5 minutes, 5 points. That's the scoreline at the moment. Burton over the top. Jones didn't go very far. Wanganeen went to ground. Burton over the top. Bit stiff there. Wanganeen going to ground. Burton awkwardly really falling on him. So Wanganeen at centre. Goes to centre half forward. Free kick to Essendon to Somerville against O'Reilly. And he's going to take the gloves off to have a shot, I think. It's like having a putt at the Masters, Robbo, from about 8 feet down a slight hill. It would seem like 20 feet down a very big hill, because if he kicks this, it'll give the Bombers a little breathing space. Have you seen this before, the glove off to kick a goal, KB?
No, I haven't actually seen him take the glove off. I've seen him take their mouth guard out, but not the glove off.
Well, the game is changing, isn't it? Somerville.
If he kicks a point and set it up, 6 points the difference then, wouldn't it be?
Yep.
From 45 metres. Gives it a little hook. Fans go wild in the background because it is a behind. Gee, they're passionate. We've come here a few times and watched West Coast. This is a different crowd here tonight. Well, it's a different feel in the stadium. Do you agree?
My word.
Different style of play by Fremantle too than the Eagles. The Eagles are very professional, tough and uncompromising. They take more risks, Fremantle.
Oh, Delaney missed the kick in. It could be critical. Another behind kick for Essendon by Denham. He's disappointed with his effort there, but it could be an important behind in the scoreline. Bombers lead by 7 points. Chisholm again. Confident little bloke he is. And gets good distance with that kick in. Looks for Burton. Cummings is there for Essendon. And providing a good contest was Jones for the Dockers. It's about 60 metres from the Essendon goal. We've got 3 3/4 minutes left in the match. And Essendon lead by 7 points. Burton, but it's Denham. Mercedes for Essendon. Good distance with the kick. Lands it full forward. Out comes Simons. Leaves it for Grenvold. Back onto his right foot. Grenvold kicks it again close to the line. And it's through for another behind to the Bombers. 8 points is the margin. Essendon supporters here looking a little anxious. They probably thought they had the game in the bag early in the last quarter when they kicked the first goal. But the Dockers have come at them all night.
He's had a warning. He's got to kick it now.
Now Chisholm kicks in.
Burton the target. Big Spiner takes it at half back. Still time, 3 minutes. Can't make a mistake here, can they, Fremantle? To Delaney. Just trying to set it up. Can they get their running game going here? Can they create a loose man? Essendon players everywhere, plugging gaps. Delaney has to go long. Burrow, Gilbert should have taken it. Burrow's held, free kick. It'll come back. 2 kicks away from the goal, Fremantle. Gilbert short. Now Burrow's called to play on. Goes long. Miller underneath it, the little fellow. And working to the front, Danaher. It's a bit of a David and Goliath at the end. Not that Danaher's any giant, but Miller's very short. Gives it up. Jones in his first game. It's going to go short to the pocket. Can it get there? It does. Wills is marked. Well, he was a high-price recruit, you would say. He's got to kick the goal. The pressure's on.
Pressure's on, and well, he can earn his money here for tonight if he can kick this. There's a good play by Jones. He saw Wills, and he hit him on the chest. So Wills has to produce.
From 20 metres out, straight in front, he's got it. 2 points the difference.
And there's 2 minutes to go in the game.
Next goal wins. Said that and been wrong a few times, Robbo.
Oh, it's amazing, isn't it? How football just turns around. Chris Danaher's kick. Well, you wonder. It really wasn't a certainty, so the percentages weren't there. But didn't Jones sum that up well? Very, very quickly got it onto Wills, and Wills got the goal. So the fans happy. 2 minutes left. Essendon lead by 2 points. Centre bounce, very, very critical. Alessio, no, Burton's taken it away. No, he's been tackled. Still a struggle to clear the congested centre area. Olarenshaw's mark. Is it play on? Yes, it is. Away goes Joe Mercedes. The little kick is all right. The mark has been taken by James Hird.
The best man on the ground.
Well, I think Matthew Burton would be a contender, KB. Just for the fact that he's kept this crowd on their toes. Kicked 3 goals, James Hird. And the football in very, very capable hands. Hird from 50 metres. It is a very, very good looking kick. And it looks to be a goal. No, offline to the right. 3 goals, 4 to Hird. So Essendon lead by 3 points, 11-19 to 11-16. 1 minute left.
Chisholm very short. O'Reilly. What a grandstand finish here. Inside the last minute. O'Reilly's high ball. Alessio. Good mark. Stuck the left paw out. It's stuck.
Why wouldn't he kick it to Big Burton, virtually at centre-half back? I mean, the kick to the tallest man on the ground if you're going to kick it to anyone.
Alessio, seconds ticking away. Fremantle will get one more crack, you think, if they can win the ball from this long kick. Right to the goal square. Big fly. O'Reilly in the front. Buick to finish it off. He's gold. Buick's second goal. And the Bombers will get the 4 points. What a great game it's been. 12 goals, 19 to 11-16.
Big Alessio just pumps the ball back here. That's what he has to do under those circumstances. And just roving it well, and it's come to the right side of the pack for Buick. And that's one of his trademarks.
82 to 91. 20 seconds remaining. Burton goes for it. Kick it. Still kick it. Abraham. Still Abraham. Caught by Wanganeen. Some great skills and athleticism there. Abraham again. Wanganeen again. Oh, it's good stuff, isn't it? Fantastic. Out on the fall of the end. And there it is. The siren will blow as Harvey kicks it back in.
Well, that's been one of the best games I've seen for a while, Bruce.
Well, talk about value for money.
Terrific contest.
Played in a great spirit too, wasn't it?
A fantastic game of football between two sides that had a go all night.
They're going to bring another dimension to AFL footy, Fremantle. You can feel it, can't you?
Well, I think I said in that last quarter that they're a different side than the Eagles. The Eagles are a very professional, uncompromising sort of side. And, close checking. But Fremantle take a lot of risk at this particular point of time.
OK, let's go to Dwayne Lamb, who's got Darren Buick with him.
Thanks, Bruce. Congratulations, Darren. Always good to win at home.
Yeah,
the old home.
Yeah, the old home. But no, it's a good game. The Dockers are better than what a lot of people think, and I think they showed that tonight. But to our credit, we hung in there. We had a few changes late, and we were able to get the 4 points.
Yeah, they certainly they've got a quick team. They certainly don't stop running all night.
Yeah, probably conditions suit them a bit. It's a bit hot. We left 12, 15 degrees for 30 degrees here, so we're happy.
Oh, that'll cool you down, mate.
Yeah,
Congratulations again. See ya.
Thanks for that, Dwayne. Terrific atmosphere still here. Well, screaming out Dockers, aren't
really like a win. They don't get the 4 points, but by gee whiz, they're pretty happy with their team's performance.
Well, the most important thing for supporters, particularly of a new club, is that the realisation that their side is going to be competitive. And, maybe even the Dockers supporters didn't think they were going to be competitive at the start of the season. And after the great performance against Richmond and terrific effort here tonight, obviously they know they've got a competitive side on the field.
So the final score here at the Wacker, Essendon in the end by 9 points in a thriller. 12-19 to 11-16.